And we've got some breaking news coming in now on day 14 of the military operations in Ukraine. An air raid alert has just gone off in several cities of Ukraine, including the capital, Kyiv, Kharkiv, as well as Vinnytssia. Residents have been asked to go to their nearest bomb shelters as much as possible. Ukraine has claimed that Russian airstrikes have killed 22 people in the northern city of Sumy overnight on the 8th of March. So late last night, 22 people claimed to have been killed in Russian airstrikes in the city of Sumy, which until a couple of days ago had hundreds of Indian students as well, and from where there are humanitarian corridors under ceasefire, but there were airstrikes last night in that particular location in Sumy. So air raid sirens have gone off now in the cities of Vinnytssia, Kyiv, as well as Kharkiv. Airstrikes reported killing 22 people in the city of Sumy. Let's go across now to Ivanna Klympush-Tsintsadze. She's a member of parliament from Kyiv. Ivanna, good to see you safe. Thank you for being with us here on India Today. What's the latest that you're hearing about, Ivanna, on day 14? It's a big day. Air raid sirens are going off, but my first question to you, is on the reports of the Ukrainian president, appearing to change the game now. He says that Ukraine is not pushing or not pressing for a NATO membership, and that that Ukraine is ready to compromise on those eastern regions with Russia. What are you hearing? Is that true? No longer pressing for a NATO membership?
Well, NATO membership is in our constitution, the goal of joining NATO membership. And for that to be changed, it has to be the constitutional majority of the parliament voting for that. So I think that president cannot do that on his own and cannot promise on his own. He needs 300 votes for that decision to be passed in the parliament. So, but I think that he's ready for talks and negotiations and wants to see what can be offered in. If not, what kind of guarantees the Ukraine can get, if not NATO membership. From my perspective, we cannot stay neutral near such neighbor as Russian Federation, because Russia will definitely, when this war will end, will be trying to use its chances to yet again attack Ukraine. So here, I think that president would need the support of the society and the support of politicians as well in order to suggest such thing.
But is this being seen as some kind of a compromise? After 2 weeks, Ivanna, even though joining NATO is written in your country's constitution, for the president to now reportedly say we are, not pressing for a membership of NATO, will be seen as as some kind of a compromise, a big climb down.
I do not trust Russian Federation. Russian Federation has been one of the guarantors of our territorial security, independence and sovereignty, according to Budapest Memorandum, when Ukraine in 1994 has given up its third biggest nuclear arsenal in the world for those guarantees. And see, almost 28 or something years later, we have this bloody war waged by Russian Federation against us. And in 2014, they started this war with grabbing parts of our territories like Crimea and like eastern parts of the territories. I do not believe that Russia will stop there, and Russia will be mounting its demands. And I know when the negotiations are taking place, from our experience, Russia, those particular days, is increasing the military pressure, is increasing the shelling, the bombing, the pounding of our cities to get more from the leadership of the country. So I hope that President will while having any discussions, will be taking into consideration also the mood in the country and the resolve of Ukrainian people to not only defend the country, but actually to restore our full territorial integrity. And I think that that's where we have to start. That's the starting negotiating point for Ukraine.
You know, Ivana, through this
From my
morning,
perspective.
we've spoken to several different members of parliament, from different sides, all of whom were, appeared to be in their vehicles with their weapons, part of the territorial defense units, headed out to, on their assignments and their missions for the day. Is there a sense now in Kyiv that big attack is coming? There appears to be a lot more activity in Kyiv city today. Correct me if I'm wrong, because there are a lot of attacks happening in the suburban areas and the cities just outside of Kyiv.
That's what is happening right now. The suburban areas are much more heated today, yes. And also from some new directions. They are attacking Kyiv, and the fighting is ongoing from new directions where it was not happening a couple of days before.
Yes.
And also there's a little bit of good news where in those in this little towns of Gostomel, Bucha and Dvorzel, where the absolutely brutal fighting and shooting on civilians was ongoing for the last week. It seems that today from 11 o'clock soon, they are allowing for green corridors for women and children to live. So we'll see whether that will hold. But this is the cautiously good positive news for the civilians to leave those areas.
Civilians are leaving the areas. In fact, our reporters have been on the ground there, Ivana. They've actually witnessed this huge exodus of civilians from places like Irpin and Bucha. So that appears to be continuing at this time.
Irpin was yesterday. My friend got out from Irpin yesterday with her daughter and with her nieces as well. So yes, yesterday it was happening in Irpin. I know for sure.
What's going to happen?
Not only by pictures, but by personal stories.
What is, the encirclement? It appears, via everything that we're hearing on the ground, Ivana, that the Russian convoy, the Russian military is trying to encircle Kyiv right now. Is that what you're sensing as well? That there is an attempt now to encircle Kyiv for what could be some kind of a final military operation?
I don't think that could be a final military operation. I think they have additional military plans, getting the whole front connected from the northern and southern parts in the east of Ukraine and move along the country to the west. But yes, they are trying at the same time. They are trying to encircle Kyiv. They are trying to ensure that nobody is leaving, that there are no supplies to the city, that there are that people that are staying inside are short of basic provision of their needs.
What's happening in the other cities that you're hearing about, Ivana? We've heard about the continuing airstrikes, even though today happens to be the third day, of a so-called ceasefire in certain cities. We're seeing airstrikes happening in Sumy, where 22 people have been killed. There was very heavy overnight shelling once again in the city of Kharkiv. Chernihiv has also seen some strikes. These three cities appear to be, the cities that are facing the biggest brunt of the Russian attacks.
That's true, but also other cities are also seeing those shellings. Like yesterday evening, Zhytomyr, which is 150 kilometers from Kyiv, has been also shelled, and there were some chemical plants that have been attacked and destroyed. And this is yet another huge challenge for this war. Because Russians are attacking nuclear power plants, are attacking chemical plants, which can lead to serious ecological catastrophes, not only humanitarian needs, but also needs in terms of environmental issues.
Okay, Ivana, thank you very much for speaking to India today. Stay safe. We will keep coming back to you. It's very useful to us and to our viewers to get that updated perspective on a daily basis from voices like yours. So thank you very much, Ivana, for being with us here on India Today.